Hi, this is Mario,
This is Zach.
and welcome to Cue the Review, where we're basically just gonna talk shit about this fucking trailer. The Justice League trailer numero dos, Zach, if they
As if
believe.
the first one
No,
wasn't bad
come on
enough.
now, Zach, come on now. It might not be that bad, okay? You can't tell me DC has not learned a thing or two this entire, what is it, like 5 years? Come on. I find that hard to believe.
But look at the video. I don't know. It might be hard to believe that someone wouldn't learn something in this long. But dang, I've seen Santa Cruz students learn things faster.
Oh, it could be worse. They could be from UC Merced.
Oh.
Anyways. Okay, so the first thing I noticed about this trailer, besides the wonderful rainbow of color hues that they have here, they never have an actual conversation. You know what? Like, it's all exposition. It's all like, oh, there's this guy, or there's this chick, there's danger coming. What are we gonna do? Like, nobody is actually saying anything of substance. You know what? Yeah, I'm gonna do one thing. I'm gonna compliment Batman v Superman on one thing. I know, right?
Oh, I'm worried here. These next words better be very careful.
I sense that butthole clenching, Zach. Now just relax.
Okay.
Let your bowels just breathe. So, the reason I'm saying this is because if one thing they had was, I don't know who the fuck, I'm pretty sure it was Jeff something, whatever his name was, whoever is the new guy they brought onto DC to, quote unquote, write their movies. That one scene where it's basically like a bitch fight between freaking Henry Cavill and your boy freaking Batfleck. That banter was really entertaining, you have to admit.
It held something more than what this trailer had. I will give it that. Yes.
Yes.
Just like some essence of story. That was definitely the first thing I noticed when watching the trailer. Is this so cliche in its canter? It was just like da 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 da. And I'm tired of seeing that all the time with DC
Absolutely.
trailers. It's every single one. It's not just with this.
I know.
And just the action sequences were just nothing new is brought to the table.
Oh, fuck no. And I mean, we need more wittier banter. I felt like they hit like a little lightning bolt at Batman v Superman and they just went out the rails. Cause I mean, freaking Clark Kent and Bruce Wayne were having like one of those like bitch fights where if everybody was like in a classroom, it would be like, damn! Okay, but
and it's really cheesy banter what they have, like when Flash is like, "Oh, like what's your superpower, Batman?"
I'm rich.
And what I hate about that too is it's a total 180 from like him being super amazed when he first meets him. When Batman throws his freaking ninja star at him, he catches it, he's like, "Oh, jizz a little. You're the Batman." And then, what's your superpower though? Who are you?
I could kind of see that happening, at least within the context of what they're showing us in the trailer. It definitely looks like the Flash is the newbie. Like, he's that new kid in the block, you know, they're bringing him over, you know, cause he's the youngest one, which does not make sense at all to me in terms of every Flash reincarnation we ever had. He may as well have been Kid Flash, but I could make sense, you know, maybe like that scene that we're seeing is later on in the movie and he's more adjusted, he finds his spot in the group. It could almost be like a coming of age story, Zach. I mean, come on, this guy is from the perks of being a wallflower. Coming of age is his thing.
This is Justice League though. This is Justice League. Everyone's supposed to be like ready to go. This isn't like the origins story, I didn't think, but it definitely appears to be that way, and it's just, do we really need another one of those?
Zach, I just love that you brought up this point that they should already, they should hit the ground running in a perfect world. Yes. But these motherfuckers are behind. They are introducing not only just the Flash, they are introducing also Cyborg and Aquaman. Like, of course, these are iconic characters, but you can just say that because, of course, off the bat, anybody knows who these characters are. But within the DC extended universe, you have to understand at least their versions of what these characters are. No matter how shitty they are, you kind of get the deal of like what Henry Cavill's Superman is, what what Affleck's Batman is like. But they are introducing us 3 characters at a time, which is like in a 2.5 hour movie. And they show us little snippets of their backgrounds. They're showing us little pieces of Atlantis. They're showing us Barry Allen interacting with his dad in jail. And I don't know. I feel like we're going to get a ton more flashbacks than we did in Batman v Superman.
No pun intended.
That's a play on words, motherfucker.
Whatever.
Learn your grammar.
And another thing, I know the Wonder Woman movie is coming out, and God knows how that's going to be. But have you noticed in the trailer how weak Wonder Woman is portrayed?
Oh hell yeah!
Like the first scene we see her in, she's like beating up like Agent 47. Okay, like, that's it. The next scene we see, Batman saves her by like, oh, it's my turn, saves her life, and it's like really like. What is her character going to bring? And I'm worried, like, it's going to be back to the B-Man, Superman, like, we're going to shove everything that we can in the 2.5 hours, and you're going to have to deal with it.
I kind of forgave, like, the whole, like, okay, of course not, because Wonder Woman, I mean, just on herself, she's, like, stronger than most of the characters we're seeing. Like, just in brute strength, she's obviously the strongest one of the Justice League. Or maybe Aquaman, but regardless, she's still pretty strong. And I kind of did like a little tidbit in where he was saving Wonder Woman, because I always saw, at least based like on the cartoons, like Batman and like Wonder Woman like had that kind of dynamic. Like they had that relationship like where they were like basically like total bros, you know?
Right.
Like, so I could kind of see that. But at the same time, yes, I feel like they're not balancing their powers like at all. Like sometimes I feel like when I'm watching just in general like DC, I feel like some characters are overpowered and some are so underpowered and they don't find the middle ground like Marvel has. Like you could have told me like, hey, like you're gonna fucking see like Iron Man go up against Hawkeye in the fucking Civil War. I was just like, oh, he's gonna beat the shit out of him. But like, no, the motherfucker like outsmarted him, you know?
I mean, the other thing with that's a good point with like the unbalancedness is just based on the trailer, it almost looks like Batman and Flash meets the world. Like everyone else is just kind of literally right along, like with freaking Aquaman. Like I just don't understand. Yeah, it goes back to just no story. There's just action. It's like, okay,
exactly.
What's going on here? Like you don't give the audience anything to work with other than your typical cliche bullshit.
Of course, and I mean, just going back to, I mean, I have like, it is a very small, like, tiny percentage of optimism. You know, it's like, you know, like in Harry Potter in the last movie where you see like fucking Voldemort and like his dead fetus thing. Like that's my hope for this movie. So the tiny hope comes from Watchmen. Now hear me out.
Okay, go on. I don't know where you're going with this, but go for it.
I understand Watchmen is not a masterpiece, but if you're comparing it to all of the recent works by our great director Zack Snyder, it is very watchable. You will not, yeah, whatever, man. I still found it fun. Of course, it's like it takes place. It takes a bunch of little pieces of like all like the randomest parts of the Watchmen comic. But my point is that he shows that he can actually work with a big group, with the whole ensemble. So I'm hoping he's gonna bring that at least a tiny bit, man. Because I mean, I feel like the only movie I ever liked from Zack Snyder was 300 and Dawn of the Dead. I feel like that's like as far as he goes, and that was when he didn't have a shit ton of fucking money being thrown at him at Warner Brothers. So he just doesn't give a fuck anymore.
That's my worry though. Like I feel like that was his peak, which is sad. Like I feel like that was his 15 minutes, and then now he just doesn't give a shit, and he's just kind of in it for the money. And I don't know. Like maybe he's gonna actually try in this one, but based on that vibrant color palette, he's not really bringing anything new to this one from B-Man, Superman, or anything. I don't know.
Yeah, of course. I'm not saying like I have all my hopes up. Had the baby Voldemort, but one thing that also just is so out of place, and I'm talking about like I felt like it was grinding the trailer to the halt, was the music. I haven't heard like this much forced music like since I don't know, like since Kanye West and any trailer, or when they were putting that hip hop, like totally random song in like Selma, which was a great movie, but the trailer sucked because of that. It really looks like they are trying their asses off to inject a tiny bit of fun into this movie. And it's so sad because it's not happening.
It's this weird teenage angst like action movie. I don't know what they're going for. Again, like it's just such a conglomerate of so much.
Just nothing seems to fit together.
Yeah. And speaking of things not fitting together, what are your opinions on this Cyborg character? I'm not digging him.
Okay. I don't like how he looks, at least. Like, I mean, the special effects are not terrible for,
but I don't know. They're pretty.
I know. I'm not saying they're. I've seen worse, man. I've fucking seen worse.
Yeah, I've seen Sharknado, but like.
I mean, okay, now you're getting to the bottom of the barrel. But he just looks like a Terminator, dude. Like he has his skinny arms.
Yeah, but at least like Terminator was like looked at like. Terminator was dirty and real. This guy is just like this weird, like, plastic Walmart CGI, like, toy, and he just seems so out of place.
Like, sure, but I'm gonna be more of a critique about the overall design, because I'm so used to, like freaking Cyborg being a fucking beast. Like, that fucking 7 foot tall, like, fucking linebacker motherfucker. Like, the one where before he was a robot, he could still kick your ass.
Oh, definitely.
And it's just like, I don't see that at all happening here, and they're trying to give him, like, his witty banter, like, oh, I think you should move your car, bro. Like, no. Yeah. And of course, going back to, like, the flashbacks, they're gonna show, like, his, like, whole sports career and how that goes to hell. God. So I'm just, and it's really sad because it is like a very tragic, really interesting story, and it just looks like they're just gonna like mesh it up like in the last, what they're gonna do, like in Batman v Superman, they're gonna have it all in a hard drive, and they're gonna show you the backstory of each one.
Oh, jeez. They are, yeah. Yeah.
They're actually gonna go on YouTube and just look all this shit up.
Yeah, that like the one little clip they had, they're like, oh, this was my star game before I got messed up. Like, oh, God.
I know, man.
Yeah, his character was really flat. I don't know. And they don't really show much of him either. That was his only one-liner. You better move your car. Like, really? Yeah. Like, there's so much more essence to Cyborg, even though he's like a robot. Like, it is that organic part. I like how when they mentioned that in the trailer, like, oh, he's part organic, part robot. I'm like, oh, organic. Is it kosher?
Yeah. But yeah, who I am actually very sad is missing here, and it's not Superman. Don't worry, we'll get to him in a second. Green Lantern. And I am so pissed off for them, because if they didn't fuck up the Green Lantern movie, he would have totally come out in this. That's
why I'm not mad about it. I was thinking the same thing. Okay, wait, hold on. Because they haven't redone.
The nerds want to like hang you right now. Right?
Well, they can calm down. Because they have not made a good Green Lantern film. They did that. What year was that even made? Like, I don't even
early 2000-ish, around there.
We have the technology.
But yeah, no, dude, it's just okay. I'm talking about just Green Lantern in general.
Oh my God, that was 2011. How was that 2011?
That does not feel like 2011 at all. But goddamn, okay.
Okay, because they haven't like made a really good Green Lantern film and they haven't introduced him, I feel like that would have been too much, because they're already introducing a new type of Flash. They're introducing Cyborg because they haven't had a Cyborg film before, and Wonder Woman is relatively new. I mean, they got the new film coming out, but it's all coming in really hot. So I feel like that would have been that one extra bit that would have really killed it. Obviously, no one cares about white bread Superman, but like Green Lantern would have been cool, yes, but I think they should wait. Well, obviously, they're going to until the next film.
Yes, but I feel like at this point, like, you already have a clusterfuck going. What's one more cherry on top?
That's what we said about Batman Superman. Look how that turned out. And they didn't even show the characters.
I know. I feel like,
I don't know.
I feel like, dude, it's so disappointing, because I'll be real with you. On paper, DC is so much better than Marvel, like on paper, just by itself, but they're throwing these movies out there that they're so rushed and nobody gives a shit anymore. They're just trying to like jump on the superhero train before it runs out of style. And if they're good movies, you don't have to worry about that, but it's all about the trend, that's what they're concerned with.
Right, but I think that was their initial concern, and then they need to see that they're not going anywhere. Like, Marvel has proven that they can do something new, and that they can keep it alive and just changing all the time. And they seem to be set back to 2011 and just not knowing how to make just a nice, even like a standard film. Like, I don't understand why they can make a riveting animation, but they cannot make a live action. I just don't understand where that's coming from. Because they have the story and they have the capability of having it. They just don't have, I don't know, maybe the director or like the actors to do it. I don't know.
Yeah, man, the way I see things going is that it just shows how much just how much like a corporate office has control over these productions. Because I mean, wasn't like Ben Affleck like super excited? He was stoked to direct Batman, but then as they kept going and going, he just like pulled out of that shit like it was fucking Vietnam. Like he was like avoiding something. You know what I mean? Like like for his career's life, he was running away. And it just shows you, man, just how these are all made by executives. These are all made by people in marketing. Not to say that all movies have that extent, but there's always like a middle ground to where you can find creative value and making the big buck. But it looks like that's the only thing Warner Brothers is concerned with. Otherwise, they would have taken their time, given each superhero their individual movies, and they would have still made a fucking killing. Because no matter what, whether it's today or 20 years from now, the Flash, Cyborg, Green Lantern, Aquaman solo movies would have fucking killed. Those are iconic characters, even more so than Marvel, I dare say. But yeah, they're fucking like doing the whole dark and morose thing, and we're the serious ones, like it's.
That's what's so painful, because right after watching the trailer, I watched the new Spider-Man Homecoming trailer. I'm like, that's how you do it! What are you doing? It's not that hard. It's not that hard. Come on, guys. Like this, you would think that they don't need to match it, but, well, like copy it. I mean, they should match the quality, but just look at what Marvel's doing. It's not that hard. It's a very ABC system that they've been doing, but
But it's an ABC system that works, man. We're still watching every single fucking movie.
Marvel's or DC still hasn't found theirs, and Affleck could have been a freaking great Batman. Way better than Christian Bale. Way better. I mean, in the little parts that he had in Batman Superman, you can tell he was really into it, and that the ferociousness of Batman was finally there. Like the brutality that we've all been waiting for was finally there for that 5 minutes. And we're like, well, where's the rest of it?
It's hilarious how like the scene with the least special effects and visual flair was the most exciting. Like at the movie theater, like like the day after the premiere, everybody for once woke the fuck up. As soon as Batman like came over, you can hear like a collective like. But yeah, dude, it's really disappointing seeing where things are going. Like at this point, I already accepted the fact that we're not going to see another good DC movie until we get a reboot.
Yeah, so that does bring it to a new good point. Is after the Justice League, and however this comes down, what do you think is DC's next idea? Or have they even released I know they do have Aquaman and the Flash planned out after Justice League. I don't remember the order. They're also going to do the spin-off of the Suicide Squad and the sequel. Oh, God.
Yeah, so I don't know how that's going. And then they're also going to do Shazam, which is going to have The Rock as Black Adam. That is kind of interesting. I mean, that's like one of those characters where you can't like separate it from the actor. Like I would totally see him as Black Adam, as you would see Ryan Reynolds as Deadpool, as you would see your boyfriend as Doctor Strange,
Right, yeah.
It's just one of those characters that you could totally see them personify that style or like that unique character.
Let's see. Okay, so next year is the Flash. For some
reason,
next year they have an unknown one. It looks like possibly next year is Aquaman.
Mm-hmm.
They released. They're saying Shazam is going to be 2019.
Oh, right.
And looks like Cyborgs won't be until 2019 or 2020.
What the fuck?
Oh, there we go. Green Lantern 2020.
They don't give a shit about the brother. He is dead last on that DC bus.
Right?
God damn. Oh, wouldn't it be hilarious if they actually kill him off just because he's like the black guy in the movie? Like,
first one to die.
If movie tropes were going to happen at any point, you could see them with Zack Snyder.
I promise, when we watch this film, if he is the first to die, I am walking out. I'm straight up done. I am walking out of that theater.
Dude, if they kill off Cyborg, I might as well just bring over some popcorn and see what kind of train wreck this is going to be. At this point, it's like, why even be invested? Why even care? If they were to kill off Cyborg, like in the first scene, you know what? Like, it's all just a dream. The entire time he died playing football.
There's like a train wreck, and then there's like the universe collapsing into a black hole. All right, I'm so worried about this film.
Oh my god, dude!
And every time I see a DC film, I'm always thinking, oh, this could make or break it, and they always break it, but they always think of another way to make it worse. And you would think you would learn from your mistakes, or like read like a review or two about your films that you're making, just to see that you're doing terrible. I don't know.
That's the thing, man. I mean, say whatever you want. Like fucking Suicide Squad and Batman v Superman broke records. They don't give two shits, man. They're still gonna bring in the paychecks, man. It's like fucking Michael Bay with Transformers. Like, why should he give a shit? He's still making like a ton of fucking money. I mean, the movies are profitable before they even hit the theaters with all the fucking toys.
That's true, yeah. The merchandising alone, which I think, yeah, DC just kind of cares about that. And just,
dude. I mean, money. That's all it is.
That's most of their profit. And it's just, they got enough of a following right now, but I'm just amazed that people are still able to like hold on and hope for DC in any sense other than their animations.
And you know what? Like, people are critical of all like the DC fanboys who are just like eating up like all like the garbage left over from the trash can of Zack Snyder. And you know what? I will give
mad respect for holding in there. You know, like mad respect for this being like
what else do you have? You know,
right? I mean, DC is an amazing universe. Like, how can you not be in love with it? And you hope for the best every time. And it's just disappointing when you see films like Batman, Superman, or what they're showing in this trailer, and your hope kind of gets shattered piece by piece.
Just chipping away at your childhood, just very tiny little chips.
Oh man, now it's in chunks. With this trailer, it's in chunks. It's hard holding in.
Yeah. No, it really is, man. And I mean, you know what? Like, the one thing that I could take away from this trailer is that at least it looks like they're like toning down like the darkness and all the macabre, you know? It's not all about like super darkness and brooding and staring at each other like emo kids.
Right.
Well, at least not for the most part. So I can at least enjoy that, you know, like it could be like just one of those movies where it doesn't take itself seriously and they just totally hit it off, you know?
That's true. Well, maybe they'll win another Oscar for makeup.
Oh, Oscar-nominated Suicide Squad. Just say that and see if your tongue falls off. But whatever, it's fucking makeup. No one gives a shit, man.
And costume. Double. Oh, God. So bad. I don't understand.
But yes.
High hopes. We'll see. This doesn't come out until November. I didn't realize that. And that's forever to wait for a quote-unquote masterpiece. Good or bad.
And now let's get to the nitty-gritty. Your boy, Henry Cavill. Where's he? Where he at? You forgot to call him, dude. Did his agent tell him he was coming out in this movie too?
Guys, anyone there?
You don't need another one of those, right? Okay, so one thing that they are showing, because obviously Superman, I honestly feel they're going to show Superman at the last 20 minutes just so he can beat the big baddie. That's obviously what
I think so, because there's a 3-frame shot of Ginger, and I'm like, it took me a second to realize that she was from Superman, And so I feel like, obviously if she's in there, like, he's gonna pop up like, hey guys, like, maybe the last 5 minutes, and like, I really hope he doesn't come in and he's like the savior of everything. Like, everyone's about to die, and then, oh look, Superman saves us all.
But why wouldn't they? You know that's where it's going.
I better not.
I mean, how about this? Like, you can't know the story for sure, but you can piece it out, like, little by little by looking at the settings and looking what the characters are doing. And it just reminds me a lot of, like, if you've seen, like, the cartoon, like, the Flashpoint, with the Flash, where Batman is kept in, this facility underground, and, you know, he's all fucked up, he's all weak because they've been, like, doing a lot of testing. One thing that I also hate is that how they are, like, incorporating a lot of, like, the injustice stuff, and part of that about Batman Goes Bad and everything. I am wondering if they would try that shit. Cause that's where it looks like where they're going, like the injustice kind of stuff, you know?
Possibly,
especially with all the time travel.
That's true with the time travel, though. That is a good point.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I think they might have learned not to do that. Might.
But yeah, dude, it definitely feels like what they're gonna do is gonna have like this whole big adventure. They're gonna hit an obstacle that they can't get through, and then they're gonna try to go to like that same facility where you see him like in like a big like rounded kind of like walls around them and everything.
Right.
They're just gonna go out there and get Superman. That's like, I bet that's what the entire mission is.
But that would just shut down the entire film. You know how bad that would be. You just introduce all these superheroes that are super badass. And then oh my god.
Just bitch them out, man. Just
bitch them out. Here comes white bread here. Jesus. Oh man.
The grown-ups are talking, and then Superman just comes in and just takes it away, man.
You know, the best part would be, he would just kind of like do his god like little descent.
Man.
He'd be like, what is even your superpower?
Even with the six-pack and everything.
Yep.
Like
the sunshine behind him. Oh, Ginger below him, like, yes. Oh, God.
Wouldn't it be the best if instead of a reference to Jesus Christ, when they bring back Superman in this movie, he has a turban on and he's just like, hello!
Oh.
What if they just do like a complete 180? If Zack Snyder's already going to make all these religious like differences, or maybe he's a Buddha, or you know, I mean, like
he's bald.
Oh my god! I'm just imagining a fat piece of shit with a Superman costume.
Comes down with his little Caesar pizza. Like, I heard you needed my help.
Batman throws dollar bills at him thinking it's good luck.
Rubs his belly.
I know. At that point, the only thing he'll be using his hit vision is to like heat up muffins.
Terrible.
Oh yeah, man. But I don't know. I feel like we already hit like the 30-minute mark at this point. Nobody will want to fucking listen to us. And do you have any other great enlightening moments from the world of Zach Rich?
Oh man, no. That trailer, like, did you notice the beginning looks exactly like Batman Begins?
It kind of did. I feel like they are incorporating, and I feel like that's like what DC has been doing all along, DCU, is they're just trying to bite off like the little like dark pieces of like low-hanging fruit from like the Nolan Batman movies. But the thing is, the Nolan movies were inspired. They had some kind of substance behind them. Even though you may not be a fan of The Dark Knight Rises, which I am just okay with, I really got a lot out of it. But it just, like, it's only like a color palette at the end of the day. It's only the cinematography that they're copying, you know? They're just not adding any kind of content of value to it.
I mean, one could argue that in most of their films, like, I can get behind the dark, gloomy look. Okay, I can get past that if there's a story to cover it up. Which, when there's not, it's so blatant, it's just so bland, it just flattens everything, and then you have no story to go off of, and then you're just looking at the image, but there's nothing there to distract you, so it's just a whole full circle of bullshit that you just can't get past. So, They really need to just focus less on their childish action sequences and more on just having actual connections between the characters. I mean, just the dynamic. The dynamic between Iron Man and Captain America is more dynamic than any DC film I've seen put together.
Oh, hell yeah. And I mean, you know what? At the end of the day, just like, like in Charlie Brown, did you notice the world didn't end? The Justice League movie was a hot pile of burning garbage, but the world didn't end.
But did you die? A little inside, a little.
Yeah, no, I would totally I feel like I could just, like the Flash, just travel back in time and go to my 10-year-old self and be like, it's gonna suck! Don't watch it! Oh my god, am I too late?
Am I too late?
But yeah, man, that's enough ranting for me. I'm getting the nerdy sweats. I gotta calm down.
Right. All right.
But yeah, thank you all for following us along. Whoever is going to be listening to this.
I'm sorry.
I'm Mario.
I'm Zach.
Late.